Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with the next update for my project pan. This is always one of the favorite videos to film for the month because it's one of the projects where I usually have the most progress. Every single product in here I try to use to finish up, so there's no like usage goals, there's no hitting pan goals. All of them I do try to finish. So it's always a really fun video for me to film, and I think you guys enjoy it too. And today is no exception. I have some pretty good progress on some of the products today. And I might have some rollouts too, which I will talk you through, of course, when I get into the products. But before I jump into all of that, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So we're going to start with the first product, which is a bronzer, and this one is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this is in the shade Use Bronzer. I'm going to roll the footage what this one has been looking like throughout the year. I had panned when I rolled it in at the beginning of the year, but this one has been in since the very start. I really love this bronzer. It's a very kind of light, blendable shade for me. It's not too deep, it's not too warm, it's not too cool, and it works really nicely for me. I also love the smell of this bronzer. It's so lovely. But yeah, this is what it's been looking like throughout the couple months that I've been working on it, and I came to a point where I had to repress this bronzer, which I'm hoping you're gonna see about now. And as of the last update, this is what the product looked like then, and as you can see, I really didn't have much left of this. And this is where it is today, and hopefully you can see that it is completely finished. I was able to finish this up, which I was obviously expecting judging from how much I had left last month. But yeah, that is where I am with this product today, and it took me 4 additional uses to get there. So yeah, I'm really happy with having an empty product. Again, I was expecting to have this one out. It took me 4 additional uses, like I said, to finish this one up, for a total of 113 in the project. Again, I love this bronzer a lot, and I'm a little bit sad that it's gone. I'm currently working on a different bronzer now in my Deco Panning project, as well as the one in my Pan face palette. So I still have enough bronzers going around, and I'm just really happy to have a bronzer out, although I do miss this one. I would definitely consider repurchasing this one in the future because it is, like I said, a really nice shade for me, and it works really nicely. I think it's a favorite for a lot of people for good reason. But yeah, I'm happy to have this one out, and of course I will replace this product at the end of the video. We're continuing on with products that has been in since the start of the year, and next up we have a couple eyeshadows. The first one comes from Glam Shop, and this is the shade Turbo Mielka, which looks like this at the introduction. Similar to the bronzer, I already had pan on this one as well at the beginning of the year, and I was working on this one last year to try to get some good use on it, but yeah, you can see I still have quite a lot left, and I've been working really hard on this one. It's been one that I've been using up and down quite a lot. I've been using it more certain months than others, but overall I've had a really good kind of consistent use on this product. And yeah, I'm really loving this one. It's very versatile. I can use it in my inner corners, I can use it as a topper, and I've also used it on my nails a couple of times. So this is where this one was last month. You can see that now, and since then I have actually only used this one twice, so I'm not sure how much difference you can see, but this is where I am with this product today. It's definitely getting quite low. I still, you know, have a decent amount of product left, but it's definitely getting towards the end of it, which I'm happy to see. But the 2 uses from last month probably have made the biggest of a difference, but I'm still happy that I got some use out of this product. So yeah, 2 more uses on this eyeshadow, and the pan on this is now so large, as you can see. Yeah, I'm really happy with where this is. I definitely think I can finish this one up in the year, but I don't know how long it's going to take overall. I think it's definitely going to take a couple more months, especially because we are in the warmer months now. This is more of it's an iridescent shade, and it leans like blue to pink to purple, like the more kind of cool tone spectrum. So I don't think I'm going to reach for this one as much this past, like it is in the coming months, than I have in the beginning of the year. But I might be wrong. I might love using this one with certain shades. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, 2 uses in the last month. It's my worst month with this eyeshadow, and I feel like I just needed a break because I had used it a lot in the month previously to that. I used it 12 times that month. So, you know, I will definitely continue using this one, and I'm going to aim to reach for this one at least 5 times per month. And hopefully with that I can have this one out in the next coming months, maybe, I don't know, maybe like in 4 or 5 months time. We'll see. Again, I definitely want to have this one out before the end of the year. If I use it more than the 5, I definitely think this one can be out before that. but we're just gonna have to see how it goes. I'm really happy with this where this eyeshadow stands today. The next eyeshadow though, I really have not done too well with, and that is the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in Amaze. This is a product that I also go very up and down with, but very much more extreme than the eyeshadow I just talked about. Because certain months I have very low use on this one. I'm actually gonna roll the footage when I'm talking about it, by the way. And it is a nice eyeshadow, and you can see also I repressed this one a couple months ago. And since then I just have not used it as much. I used it once in the past month, and this is what it looked like at that point. And since then I actually haven't used this one at all. So I'm standing at the same progress as last month. I'm not gonna take any footage or anything because obviously it hasn't moved. But yeah, I definitely should be using this one more, and it's one that I'm keep thinking like, oh, I'm gonna use that, you know, at the end of the month. I have other things to focus on, like for other projects at the beginning of the month, but then I just forget about it. So I definitely need to step on my usage game on this one, and it should be an easy everyday shade. It should work really nicely with my Panda palette, and I know it does, but I used to forget about it. So I'm gonna try to reach for this one maybe 10 times in the next month to compensate for it. We'll see how that goes. I know I've said that in the past and not used it, so you know, I'm not going to promise anything, but I'm really going to try to get some more use out of this one because I do want to get this one out this year. We have one more eyeshadow to go, and that one is one from Burberry. So this one is the sheer eyeshadow in the shade Rosewood. So at the beginning of the year I already had pan on it, and it wasn't a very big pan, but I did have pan on it, and I've been using this one consistently. So the way I'm using this one is in my eyebrows. It's my everyday brow shade, so I'm getting some really good consistent use on it, and hopefully you can see that throughout the months that it's moving quite a lot every single month, which is obviously very encouraging to see because this is also a very large eyeshadow. It has 2.5 grams in it, so it would be really difficult to finish up, but since I'm using it basically every single day, I'm getting some really good progress on it. So this is what it looked like at the last update, and since then I have used this one 28 additional times, and this is where it is today. So I haven't looked back at the footage yet, but I do think this pan has expanded. I'm hoping so, at least. It's always fun for me to check out the footage too, because then I can actually see how much it truly has moved. But yeah, I'm really excited what this one stands today, and even though I have a massive pan on this one now, I still have a lot of product left, but at least the pan is consistently expanding. So yes, that is the eyeshadow today. I'm really happy with what it's looking like. But like I said, this is a massive eyeshadow, and I know that I have a lot of product left in here, so it's definitely going to take a lot more work to get through. But I am wearing this one in my brows today. It's my go-to brow shade. It works pretty well. It is a bit of a satin shade, and it obviously has like some purple in it, but because my hair is quite cool toned, especially like my roots, and also like the blonde, it works really nicely with that. It's also not too deep, so I just feel like it works really nicely with my coloring and like especially my hair. So I've been really enjoying this one, and the satin part of it doesn't really show up in your brows. So I haven't really seen any issue with that. But yeah, definitely gonna have to keep working on this one before the end of the year to finish it. But I do think I can get there, at least I hope so. But yeah, I'm gonna see more obviously as the months go by. But I do definitely think this one is gonna stay into the very end of the year, but hopefully I can get it done before I wrap up this project. But yeah, that is the next eyeshadow, and I think that's also the last eyeshadow in the project. Yes, that is the last eyeshadow in the project, and it's also the last product that has been since the very start of the year. So let's move on to some newer products in this project. So next up, we're going to talk about this powder right here. This is the Fit Me powder from Maybelline in the shade Light Medium, and this one I rolled in 3 months ago. So I don't have any obviously footage to show you because I can't really show you any palette expansions or anything like that. But I do have some markings on this product. So when I first rolled it in, I didn't actually mark it because I didn't realize I can put this on my side to mark it. But since the first update of this specific product, I have been marking it. So you can see right here the progress line. So this mark right here is where it was when I first marked it. So that was after 1 month of working on it. That is where I was last month, and this is where I am today. So I haven't used as much in this past update as I did before. And that's partly because of uses, but also I think I've been using it more lightly than I did before. In the past month, I used this one 23 times, and in the month prior, just for reference, I used it 32 times, so 9 additional times, which obviously will reflect the amount of movement. But also, like I said, I've been using this one a bit lighter because I've been going for a bit more glowy looks, a bit more kind of lighter base look. Like today, I'm not even wearing foundation. I've been skipping foundation quite often. I'm just going for like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter and then concealer and a little bit of powder just to obviously help blend my bronzer and stuff. So I've been using this one way more likely, and I've been really enjoying the way my makeup have been looking. So I think this one's going to move a bit slower moving forward, but I definitely think this one can still be done. Judging from this side, I think this one can be done maybe in the next 3 months. But we're gonna have to see, maybe 3 or 4 months. So yeah, I'm excited about that, and it's definitely gonna be a product that's gonna be done this year. And since it's also a product I can reach for basically every single day, I don't think it's going to be any issue to continue working on this one, and it's not going to be a struggle at all to have in this project. For reference, by the way, I don't use this product underneath my eyes. I use my Huda Beauty setting powder just underneath my eyes to set this area, and this one I basically put like to set down my cheek and like my forehead and stuff before I blend my bronzer, because it is a little bit deeper, but it does work really nicely in that area. So yeah, that is this powder. Next up we have a blush, and this one comes from NARS, and this is the Deep Throat blush, which is one that I rolled in 3 months ago. So I'm going to roll the footage of what this one has been looking like. Just a little pre-warning, I don't think you can see much of a difference in this one, but I'm going to talk you through it anyway. So this is what it looked like when I first rolled it in. It was a little bit used, but not much at all. It's a very hard pressed blush, so it moves very, very slowly. And honestly, in general as well, I haven't used as much between each update. Leading up to this update, I've had 5 uses on it each time, so that's not going to give much progress. And again, since it is so hard pressed, it does move very slowly. But yeah, since the last update, I actually only used this one twice, so I think I have even less progress on it, and you'll be seeing it now what it looks like. But yeah, I'm just a little bit disheartened by this blush, and I'm going to talk you through my feelings about this one in a second. But again, this is where I am today. So again, this blush, the packaging is broken by the way, but this is the blush right here, and it's a beautiful blush. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. It's a nice kind of peachy pink blush. It is actually the blush that I'm wearing today. I threw it on because I realized I only had 1 use on it in the past month, so I wanted to get 1 more use. And it's nice, but I also feel like it's nothing special, and I have other blushes now in my collection that I prefer. So when I was doing my makeup today, I actually just kind of impulsively decided that I have decided to declutter this blush. I do love it. I do really, well, maybe not love it, but I do really like this blush, and it's beautiful. It's also a beautiful formula. I have a lot of NARS blushes in my collection, so you know, it's not that I'm decluttering it. It's a couple of different factors. First of all, the packaging is broken. Second of all, I have similar blushes, and third, I have too many blushes in my collection. And also, when I put it on today, I just didn't love it as much as I have been loving my Hourglass face palette, which is my Panda face palette. And with all of those factors, I was just like, this is going to take a lot of dedicated use to finish up. And I have some lofty goals. I actually have, within like my face palette, I have 2 blushes. I also have another blush that I want to pan later in the year, probably like fall, like autumn and winter. So that's going to be 3 blushes I want to finish, plus this one. So because of the fact that this one will have to take a lot of work to actually finish up, in combination with also obviously that I have other blushes in my collection, I just feel like I don't want to commit to this one. And since the packaging is broken, I put this one into the 50 products I want to pan this year. So I do ideally want to pan this and have this one out. But yeah, I just feel like I don't want to put in all the work. I know it's going to take like years probably to finish this one up. So because of all those factors, I have decided to declutter this one. I'm going to move it out as a project, and I'm going to roll something else in. I'm obviously also going to remove this one from my collection. I'm not going to put it back in. I am going to declutter it, because otherwise I know I'm just going to put it in, I'm going to forget about it, and it's just going to collect the dust. So that is this product. It's not the most fun update, but it means that I'm going to roll something else in, which is always fun. So I guess that's a compensation in one way, but yeah, this one is going to roll out and leave this project as well as my collection. Okay, so let's move on to some more base products. We have a foundation next, and this one rolled in 2 months ago. So this is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation in the shade Porcelain Beige. This is actually quite a light foundation. It's definitely too light for me. I think it's even too light for me in winter, but I have been mixing it. However, like I said, I have been going for a lighter, no foundation makeup look quite often. So I don't have as much use on this one as I have in the past. So in the first month I had this one in the project, I used this one 30 times, and in the past month I only reached for 16, so this is the progress. I was hoping to get closer to having this one done, but yeah, this is how much it's moved, which is only about half of what I moved the month before, which obviously tracks because I used it about the half of times that I did before. But I think with that, hopefully I can have this one done by next month. If I just have to step up the usage a little bit and maybe use this one 20 times, I will, because it would be nice to have this one out next month, and it's getting very, very low in here. But also because it is lighter, I know that because I have a little bit more of a tan right now, I know that I will be able to use less of this each time as well. So we'll see. It's definitely going to be out in the next 2 months, but I'm really going to try to push this one to be out in a month's time for the next update, so that I can have an empty for the next update. Okay, then we have a product that is one that has completely like bamboozled me this past month, and that is this Maybelline Instant Eye Eraser, and all the packaging and the, like, you know, all the text is rubbing off. I don't know what shade this was in because it's rubbing off. I have it in my spreadsheet, but I can't see it on the packaging anymore. However, this one was completely brand new when I rolled it in, which was 2 months ago. And in the first month, I used this one 34 times, and it moved from up here all the way down to here, which is a lot. Of course, I feel like the first time you use it, you have to twist it a lot to even get the product going, to pump it up like in the tube that's in here. But it's still quite a lot of movement. In the past month, I have used this one 29 times, and that is all of the movement that I have, which is barely any. And yes, I was expecting to move less, but I was 100% sure that I was going to have this one done this month, and I just do not understand why it hasn't moved much. I guess also because there is now a lot of product in the cap. Like a lot of days I don't even have to like kind of twist the product to use it, because there is a lot of product in the sponge. So that also might be a reason. But yeah, I'm just bamboozled because I was sure that this one was going to be out this month. And now looking at the progress, I'm not even sure if I'm going to have this one out next month, which is fine because I have absolutely been in love in this concealer. Like I said, I am wearing this one today in combination with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. And I just love that combination. I love this one as a face concealer. I love it underneath my eyes too. It's just very, very smoothing, and it's just effortless. I love this concealer. So I might actually repurchase this one even after finishing it in this project. I have completely fallen in love with it. So I'm glad I rolled it in, and I also don't mind that it's taking longer to finish. It's actually quite encouraging, because that also means that if I do want to repurchase this one, it will take longer to finish and I won't have to repurchase it every 2 months. So yeah, this one's staying in the project, which I'm surprised by, but I'm also quite happy with because it means that I can continue working on it, and it is a product that I really, really like. So the last 2 products in the project were both rolled in last month, and the first one is a highlighter from the Sleek Solstice palette. I have already finished a highlighter in this palette this year, and I'm currently working on the shade Equinox. I have finished up Solar before. So this is what it looked like last month when I rolled it in. I already had pan on it, as you can see, but yeah, that is where I was. It's a really beautiful highlighter, and I'm wearing this one today, which you will be able to see in a second. And this is where I am with it today. So I haven't actually looked back at the footage, but I'm hoping that the pan has expanded. It's not expanded as quickly as I thought it would, and I also feel like the pan is actually stained a little bit with the product, so it's not as easy to see the pan expansion in this. But yeah, I've used this one 19 times in the past month, and yeah, this is where it is today. I'm really, really loving this one, and again, it is the highlighter that I'm wearing today. I do have to tone it down quite a lot because it's a very, very intense highlighter, but I do like it a lot. And yeah, this one is definitely going to stay in for quite a long time. My goal is to completely finish up this palette this year, which means I have to finish up both of these highlighters, which might prove quite difficult, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this highlighter is probably going to stay in for another 3 months at least. So yeah, long haul product again, but I'm excited to work on it because it is a really beautiful highlighter. Then the very final product I've been working on that also rolled in last month is another highlighter. So I'm currently working on 2 highlighters, which yeah, it's very, very intense, but they're also very different. So this is the Benefit What's Up highlighter, which is a cream highlighter. And I've been working on this one before. I actually had this one in my project last year, and I love this one in summer, which is why I haven't rolled it in until now. But it looks like this. This is how much I have left of it. And again, I rolled this one in last month. It's been a beautiful highlighter to reach for. However, it's one that I don't reach for too often because it's just not part of my routine. And because of that, it means that I have used this one 8 times in the past month. So about like maybe a third of my makeup days, which, you know, isn't the best, maybe a little bit less than that even. However, I do have some really good progress to show you on the paper. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's definitely good movement. You can make a new line. So I have marked it here. You can see down there. So that is where I was last month, and this is where I am today. So it has definitely moved, and I think that judging from this, I have maybe like 4 months left of this, which means that I could finish this one before the end of the year. And I'm also hoping to use this one more coming like the warmer months, when I can show my collarbones and stuff like that more. Although we are currently on the 1st of June, so we would have assumed that summer would have hit here. But it has not, and I've heard rumors that it's going to be like the wettest summer in the UK since 1912. So looking forward to that, but it is what it is. It's fine. But I'm really dying for some warmer weather because it's really not the best. Like, we really haven't had spring even. It's just been like grey and cold, and it is what it is. But I'm still dreaming of the summer when I can use this one more on like my collarbones and like shoulders as well as my face. And I do like this one as well with lighter makeup looks. And in summer I used this one a lot when I went on holiday, and I got a lot of use out of it then. So I know that when that kind of weather hits the UK too, I will be using this one more. But yeah, this one is of course staying in the project. And that is also, like I said, the last product to talk about. So since I'm rolling out these products right here, we have a finished product and a declutter. I'm gonna roll in 2 new products. So let me talk you through those. So the first product that I have is the first one that I wanted to roll in for the bronzer, to replace that one before I decided to declutter with the blush. And that is this one right here. And no, it's not the Stila convertible color. This is just a compact that I keep. Because the product that I have in here, the product actually shattered. So I repressed it in here, and I don't have the original packaging anymore because I lost that. It was in my handbag. I was actually in Portugal, and I must have lost it in the Uber, but that's fine. But this is the Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder in the shade Medium, which looks like this. This is how much I have left of it. Obviously, I will take some footage of it, but it's pretty full in here. And I do want to roll this one in to use as my touch-up powder, and I do want to roll this one in to use for that. It's also perfect to use for me in summer. It works really well to set my face in summer because it's a good shade for me. So I think it's the right time to roll this one in. So that's going to be the next product. I think again it's going to be quite easy to reach for this one, so I'm excited to work on it. Then the last product I'm rolling in to replace the blush might be quite unexpected because I'm already working on 3 of this type of products in this project, and that is another eyeshadow. So this one right here was my Panda palette last year for the last 6 months of the year, and this is the Huda Beauty Gold Obsessions palette, and this is what it looks like now. So I have 3 eyeshadows left in here, and I want to ideally finish these up. So I have decided to roll in one of these, and that is the second shade in the palette, which is this one right here. I'm gonna roll this one in to try to finish. I think that I should be able to do it. I also just finished the shade Tempera from my Panda palette, which is a soft glam palette, and I think this one is going to be a good kind of replacement blending out shade, which is kind of why I'm rolling it in now. So I'm going to roll this shadow in, just that one. I'm going to ignore the other 2, and I'm just going to work on that shadow right there, and hopefully I'll be able to finish that up in the next coming months. I don't think it's going to take too much time because I can probably use this one in a lot of looks. I'm foreseeing this one to take maybe like 2 months, maybe 3. We'll see how it goes, but that is going to be the last product that I'm rolling in. And there you guys, we have the wrap up of my update today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you're doing with your product pan down below. If you're doing a yearly product pan, let me know how you're doing. I would love to hear from you down below. And other than that, I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys!